So meet PolkaVM. PolkaVM is a RISC-V based general purpose virtual machine. RISC-V based means it's a register machine, and its instruction set architecture looks like a lot like RISC-V. We made minor modifications to it, mainly to make it more on-chain friendly, and it supports the RISC-V embedded instruction set architecture. And so what you do is you just compile your programs to the CPU, and then our linker translates it into a PVM blob that then is executable by palette revive. PolkaVM provides very efficient compilation because RISC-V is very close to x86 bytecode. So all those hard annoying problems, compilation problems that we have with WebAssembly, they actually just don't exist. So we can compile those programs much faster. And it also means that we can let LLVM or whatever good compiler framework spend a lot of time off-chain producing like very, very optimized blobs. So this means we have like very efficient compilation, and the contracts we are execute are actually like very optimized and fast. And yeah, PolkaVM also has gas metering with a gas model suitable for contracts, which not all WebAssembly implementations have. So as it is a standard, if you have portable code, for example, JVM or also Node like the V8 engine does this, you can actually either interpret or JIT compile the PVM blob. Interpreting it means you can start execution instantly like the EVM does. So interpretation is obviously also much slower, but it might not matter because, as I said before, if your contract does not do a lot of work, like interpreting it will always be faster than compilation. But if you also can compile your contracts, yes, you pay a fixed upfront overhead, but after compilation, your code executes much faster. It executes in near native code speed, and with this I mean actually near native speed, not as we'll see in some benchmarks. And contracts on Polkadot Hub will support both. We just start with the interpreter, and the JIT compiler will follow later. So what this translates is more or less whether to use the interpreter or the compiler is kind of an optimization problem. So if you don't have a lot of iterations, as you see on the bottom left, you might want to use the interpreter because that's faster. But the more iterations your code does, so if you imagine something like calculating Fibonacci numbers or calculating a hash, then like the more iterations you have, eventually will reach a tipping point where it might be worth to use the compiler. And here are some benchmarks. So what this does is it executes a NES emulator, and so we can compile this. It's called Pinky, and we can compile this Pinky NES emulator to various virtual machines. So we have the PolkaVM recompiler, the PolkaVM interpreter, Solana, RBPF, and WASMI. WASMI is like what the old contracts, the WebAssembly-based contracts palette uses. And we also have WASM time here, which is what parachain validation function uses. It's like the state-of-the-art WebAssembly compiler, the state-of-the-art WebAssembly implementation. And what we see here is like just what I said before. The recompiler has a bit of compilation time, but its execution times are like very, very fast. So WebAssembly wasm time is considered to be like top-notch standard, like the best of the best compilers for WebAssembly. And Polkadot, and this is not even like very well optimized, it just executes this interpreter faster than the fastest WebAssembly compiler. And then what we also see is the interpreter, while it executes a lot slower, it has zero compilation time overhead. So there's nothing missing here. It just doesn't show up because it instantly starts executing contract code, which is again very beneficial if you just, for example, do a token swap which executes dozens of instructions or hundreds of instructions, then you probably want this. And then we see like existing solutions, Solana and WebAssembly contracts. So they don't really excel in neither metrics, right? So their compilation time is like quite high, but also their execution time isn't very something to brag about. And with Polkadot, we can basically have best of both worlds. So what this does, this unlocks new use cases that are so far not really possible. But so you can just, instead of a parachain, write your code as a contract once the JIT compiler is available, because it will execute around the same time as your native WebAssembly code. If startup overhead is feasible for you, you can also have interpreter contract.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another live stream of this AssetHub Hackathon series. And this is going to be the last one, although we'll be having face to face more workshops and activities and a lot of other stuff in the next finale round. But for now, for this eliminator round, this is the last live stream. And today we'll be going through all the things that we have seen so far in this eliminator round. But first of all, a huge round of applause for all the hackers for submitting to the eliminator round and doing the exceptional job. We went through multiple projects, and we were not even expecting projects of this level to show up during the eliminator round itself. So that's like a huge thing. Again, kudos to all the hackers who put their hard efforts and made this possible. Before we move further, we want to clarify one small thing, and that's basically that this eliminator round was extended by 24 hours. So this ceremony was supposed to happen yesterday, but this was postponed by 24 hours because a lot of participating teams actually requested us to extend the eliminator round. So we did extend it by 24 hours, which allowed a lot of teams to complete their projects and also existing teams to refine their projects. So we actually noticed a lot of submissions were done with repo working, Vercel, everything, but not with the demo. But because of this extension, a lot of people actually put more efforts into creating the demo and adding that to their build. So far we got 39 projects from 190 hackers, and this is like a humongous success. We did not even anticipate this much engagement from all the developer community. So again, thank you for showing up, putting your efforts, and participating in this eliminator round. We actually noticed numerous mentor interactions between mentors involved. So Abhiraj, who is here with us, then Raj was there, then Haoyang was there actively uh, helping all the hackers, and Parth was also there. So these four mentors actually helped all the hackers in the dedicated Discord as well as in the students collective, and that actually helped uh, them to complete their project, refine it further, or improve it to the next level. So again, this Asset Hub Hackathon, this is like an initiative which is supported by the Polkadot's events bounty. So thank you to the events bounty for supporting this initiative, um, for allowing distributor SubDAO and the Montauk Labs to host it. And without their guidance, this wouldn't be possible at all. Next up, we also want to thank you, the Meetups Bounty, for supporting yet another initiative. So we actually propose this idea of hosting side meetups across 5 cities. So they actually were quite supportive with the idea, and we also got support from the existing contributors to the Polkadot ecosystem. For example, Dot Delhi, then Agents Clan, and we team up with also Lucknow DAO in order to execute this meetup series across Mumbai, with collaboration with Web3 Mumbai. Then in Lucknow, it was hosted by the Lucknow DAO. Then in Bangalore and Hyderabad, which was taken care by the Agents Clan, and in Delhi by Dot Delhi team. So again, thank you to the Meetups Bounty and all these community partners. One more huge thank you would be for the Rebecca from Parity Technology. So she actually reached out to us in order to feature this hackathon onto the Polkadot website, social media, and all the marketing channels, which allowed us to have a lot of exposure from the native Polkadot community. Again, most importantly, shout out to all the community partners. We'll go through them real quick. So Web3 Mumbai, Agents Clan, Lucknow DAO, Dot Delhi, 99th floor, Hyderabad DAO, Bangalore DAO, Delhi NCR DAO, Coding Catalyst, then Web3 Bhopal, previously known as All About Events, then WNCC from IIT Bombay, and Dot Graphic. Without their support and engagement, involvement, and sharing the word, this wouldn't have been much of a success. So, huge thank you to all the community partners for sharing the word about the hackathon and also supporting the initiative. Back to the mentors and workshop host, Abhiraj, Raj, Haoyang, and Parth. A huge thank you to them as well for hosting amazing workshops and again helping hackers during this eliminator round with mentoring. And we actually announced the judging panel yesterday. So Abhiraj will be there, Gagan from Distributor SubDAO will be there, then Parth, Haoyang from Montauk Labs, and Zero X Smith will be there as well, who is like involved researcher in the Web3 space, very native to India. So we invited him and he happily accepted the invitation. So we are glad to have him, and I will be also there in this judging panel of 6 people. So speaking about judging actually starts from now, and the selected teams for the finale round will be announced in the next 24 hours. So 6 judges will do the judging separately, and all these scores. So judges will give the scores from 1 to 10, and the aggregated scores will determine the rankings. And the top n number of teams will make it to the finale. Now, when I talk about top n number of teams, this is n because we haven't yet figured out how many teams we are going to select. So we have a huge capacity, and earlier plan was 12 to 15 teams, but we might actually select more than 15 teams. So depending upon the team sizes, so that number of teams actually could vary, because some teams actually have 40 members, but some have less than that as well. So we'll get to know about that in the next 24 hours. Then after that, we'll basically share all the information regarding how they can um, prepare for the finale round, what are the prerequisites, and if they need any kind of assistance from our end, that will be communicating with directly with the selected teams. So for the same, we'll actually set up a dedicated channel on the Discord. So if you haven't joined the Discord dedicated Discord channel, do join it. You can find the link for the same on hackathon.montag.org. So enough of me speaking. I will now request Abhiraj and Gagan to share some words about this hackathon and what they think about how this hackathon went. Over to Abhiraj or Gagan.
Okay, I would like to add some words. So, yeah, from a technical standpoint, people were very enthusiastic about the hackathon. We have received several projects and they cover all of the domains, from ZK to NFTs to even Ink smart contracts. Some people have submitted in Ink as well. So yeah, we are quite impressed by the work that the participants have done, and judging them would not be an easy task because all of the projects are quite up to the mark. So yeah, that's good work from all the participants, and also the participation and the engagement and interaction with the mentors was quite good. But if like we would expect more. If you get stuck, do reach out to the mentors. Nothing wrong in that. So yeah, hopefully you guys in the finale round are more connected with the mentors and judges, and we can help our best with your projects. Yeah. Note for the finale round. So it's most about, so now you have created the MVP projects. The finale round is more about production grade projects. So it's about polishing. So use the 2 days for the selected team. The 2 days would be more about not implementing features, but getting things that you have currently implemented to perfection. So be that the UX or small to-do things that you have in your project, or the console log statements that you have placed here and there, everything of like detailed things would be counted. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, Abhiraj. And we'll be there to help you with that process if that sounds overwhelming already.
Yeah, we'll be there. Yeah.
So will the mentoring will continue over there, and from actually it's less of a competition in the finale round and more of a collaboration efforts, because
Exactly.
although we'll select top 3 for the winners, but the journey doesn't end there. So we'll be curating proposals for your ideas for different paths. So maybe some will fit for funding opportunities from VCs, some will fit for existing grants like Fast Grant is there, open source grant is there. So there are different numerous opportunities in the Polkadot ecosystem, and depending upon the needs, we can actually curate your project to actually make it more than the production level deployment. So that's the plan.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Along with that,
Abhiraj.
we have a lot of activities planned for you guys over there. Yeah. So it's going to be exciting.
Indeed, indeed.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to Gagan. If you want to share any comments.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'll keep it short, but I'm extremely happy with the participation by all the participants. It was a bit of surprise for us as well because this this is pretty new for Polkadot, at least for the Indian space, and you guys are all contributing to Polkadot from India, which is, I think, is gonna help us massively. And you guys can take filter spots that are all open right now and make use of this opportunity. Don't think of this as a one-off thing, because seeing the success like this, I think that we're gonna do a lot more events in the future,
Mm-hmm.
and so reap the benefits. And it's not gonna be like maybe next year, this year, we're gonna have many more events, and I hope all of you guys will participate in those as well, because there's a lot to do there. Yeah. So thank you again, everybody, for the amazing participation.
Thank you, Gagan, for these comments and encouragement for the hackers. Okay, moving on to one last update. So we actually launched a small social quest for those who wanted to participate. It's an optional thing, does not actually influence the judging at all by any means. So uh, basically, it's a tweet-based social quest, and if you haven't yet participated, you still can, because that social quest is gonna conclude as well in the next 24 hours, and will announce the winners of the social quest as well in next 24-hour period. So you still have time, and those will be like selected. Expect a follow and a message from the distributor subDAO handle requesting the Polkadot address. Be aware that there might be impersonators as well, so do verify, and watch out for scammers. So that covers pretty much all the basic things we wanted to cover. But most importantly, we'll now open up for any questions, any feedback that we might receive from the hackers. So if you are tuning on to the Twitter live stream or the YouTube live stream, feel free to share your comments or questions. Actually, a lot of people were engaging on the YouTube even before the live stream started. So there is like a huge conversation over there. Glad to see that. A lot of people actually started working in the last 24 hours, actually in the extension period. So this is something um, like we didn't anticipate, but this is like a good thing to have, because more participation means better competition and better projects will win. Arav is also acknowledging the support was quick and instant too. So again, kudos to the mentors who actively helped all the hackers. Okay, let's see if we got any questions.
We have two questions, Shankar.
Okay, I'm just scrolling down through all the comments. Oh, okay. The first question from Ronit Chawla: will the travel be reimbursed for folks selected for the finale or any other support? So, speaking about the travel reimbursement, this is not something we got approval for. So, there won't be any travel reimbursement officially. But if you like, if you are a student or if you really need some help, you can let us know about your condition, and we'll see what's the best we can do. So, especially for students, feel free to reach out to us, and we'll try to figure out if we can help somehow. How many projects will be selected? So earlier plan was 12 to 15, but the plan was according to like we were expecting that we'll have a lot of teams with 3 and 4 team members, but now we are saying also team of 2 and also solo developers. So we might see more than 15 teams selected for the finale. Okay, Ronit is asking again, can you tell what all grant programs are there? So there is like a Parities grant, which is kind of discontinued now, but now it is kind of taken over by the open source bounty. So this is funded by OpenGo, Polkadot OpenGo. So you can propose your project directly to Polkadot OpenGo if your project requirement is more than 30k US dollars. If it is less than 30k US dollars, you can go with open source bounty. If it is less than 10k US dollars, if you just want to get started with bare minimal things, then you can also go for the fast grant bounty. So these are like two bounty programs are there, but OpenGo is there for all the like complicated things which bounties can't cover. So again, depending upon the projects, different paths are suitable, and consider bounties as grants only. It is not like you will compete with others for a specific project. It's, although it sounds like bounty, and that's like a traditional definition of bounty is different. In this case, it's just like a pre-funded pot, which have curators who have proven expertise in that specific field. So each of those bounties actually have bounty curators who are expert in the corresponding field. So events bounty have experts who actually are very well versed with events hosting. Then development bounties like fast grant bounty and open source bounty actually have curators who are actually developers and founded a lot of different projects as well. So they will curate, um, evaluate your project, your proposal instead of the whole community. So if you put the proposal to OpenGo, your proposal will be evaluated by the whole community.
Yeah, I would like to add there's one more, the Web3 Foundation bounty, which the
Oh
Polka
yeah,
based
yeah,
curate.
yeah.
So that also
Mhm.
supports grants up to 30,000 USD.
Speaking about Web3 Foundation also has a traditional grant program, which is not like a bounty. So Web3 Foundation grant program is like a separate thing, kind of different than what we see in the direct democracy or indirect democracy realm. So OpenGo is a direct democracy, bounties are indirect democracy, and Web3 Foundation grant is like a traditional grant program. Okay, we got another question from Seno9. What are the judging criteria expectation for the hybrid track? Okay, so judging criteria and expectations are pretty straightforward. First thing you need to, I will cover basic things, and maybe Abhiraj want to add something to that. So basic things are, you need to make commits during the hackathon period, even if you had like a project previously. But if you added Polka VM compatibility, that also counts. But again, it should have ideally much more functionalities developed, which in order to compete with other submissions, right? Because other submissions might have the whole project developed during that time period, so they will actually be preferred over just the adding network support. So if you can combine network support and the functionalities, and those commits are made during the hackathon period, that counts as a valid submission. Again, the video, demo video, is we kept it optional, but it's better to have, so it will obviously give you much more points when you are comparing between different submissions. Other than that, basic thing would be like you should have at least one contract deployed on Polka VM, either on the West End Asset Hub or the Passet Hub contracts testnet. So these are the two options which we had for this
Yeah,
Eliminator round.
okay. Like to add
Um,
something there. So
yeah,
some
yeah,
people
progress.
actually had developer tools as their projects, so which didn't have actually smart contracts. So we have suggested them that they do an example deployment on
Hmm.
on these chains, so as to qualify. Yeah, good.
Yeah, great point. And regarding the expectations, we already covered, right? It should be functional. If you have a live deployment leak, something like Vercel, that actually helps to evaluate the project faster, because not all judges will do the local hosting of your project, right? So having a Vercel deployment is as important, or if not more important, than the demo video. So when we are talking about the hybrid track, especially, I guess he's talking about using Rust contracts or Ink contracts and Solidity interface contract, something like that. Not sure. He said, I just noticed some of my project components were not on GitHub. Can I commit real quick? This is if those if you have demo which covered those functionalities, and if you haven't included this by mistake, this is fine. But if those functionalities are not covered in the demo, or you did not commit it already from the start, then this is something we might not consider for judging.
Yeah,
Speaking about the hybrid track, if you're talking about the uh, deployment using like Rust or any other language, right? Not Solidity, um, the criteria and expectations will be similar. You will be competing with all other projects in terms of first thing would be ideation. So how important and impactful the idea is the first consideration, then the implementation, and then the rest of things like front end, demo video, and other basic things. Okay, Arav is asking where to reach out. So if you go to hackathon website, so it is like hackathon.montag.org, you can actually see the direct link to the Discord as well as the Students Collective Telegram. So you can reach out to us over there. And also on Torah hacks, we have this section right at the top. So you can find all these links over there as well in the details tab. Okay, Ronit is saying is a student and want to start making project. So according to that. Mm-hmm. And again, if you are a student and if you can't really manage your travel, um, we can try to help. Just reach out to us and we can figure out if something we can do about it. We don't have like a dedicated budget allocated for the travel, but that shouldn't restrict you from reaching out to us. We'll still figure out if we can help somehow. Okay, this is done. Okay, by hybrid, say no night meant something like AI doing off-chain logic and interacting with contracts on chain for rules, etc. Yeah, yeah, this counts. So although we had tracks defined on the website, we won't have like specific number of winners selected for the tracks. So they selected number of teams, top 15 or more than 15 teams actually. So the top n number of teams will be selected across all the tracks. So there won't be any bifurcation as per the track for the selection criteria. Those tracks are basically there to suggest you what you can do, what are the different things you can explore during the building phase or before ideation phase. How will be the winners notified? So as most of you have submitted your email or phone number or both, or someone have like, if someone haven't submitted any of those in their form, do reach out us so we can know about it. But I guess for most we'll just notify using email. We'll also do announcement on the Twitter, so do follow distributor subdow as well as Moontac Labs on Twitter, and we'll announce over there. We'll also announce in the dedicated hackathon Discord as well as the Students Collective Telegram. So pretty much everywhere. So it'll be notified for sure in the next 24 hours. Okay, Abhijit is saying, can we travel to Goa together from Mumbai? And so you are from Mumbai. Oh, the thing is, as we are organizing this, we actually have to travel 3 days before. We'll be there checking all the things, setting up everything. So this is something we can't do. But you can definitely reach out to other folks in the group. Feel free to maybe create a poll or something on Telegram or Discord, and ask if you are from this city. So then you can coordinate with all of them together to travel together. Okay, a lot of questions. That's good. Any more questions? Bring them on. I see all the questions from YouTube. So I will quickly check on the Twitter if we have any questions over there which are not actually relayed on Restream. Give me a minute. Okay, I don't see any other questions. So let's wrap it up for now. That's pretty much it for this closing ceremony, not for the hackathon, actually for the eliminator round. So again, keep your fingers crossed, and you will be notified in the next 24 hours whether you are selected or not for the finale round. And if you are selected, see you in the Goa. Bye. Oh, wait. We got a question at the end moment. We'll take that one. Okay. What's the answer to today's Wordle?
The game.
I'm lost here.
Yeah. It's a
Gagan?
game. Like every day you have to guess a word. It's an online thing.
Oh, okay. Cool.
We'll get back on that.
Yeah, indeed. We'll actually have a lot of
Yeah.
activities in the finale round. So now give yourself a
Yeah.
rest for next 24 hours, because we are sure that you have put a lot of efforts seeing the quality of the projects. So again, thank you everyone for participating, building great products, and for tuning in right now. And we'll see you in the Goa. Bye.
All right.
Bye, guys. Okay.